Okay, let's take you to the US now, where President Donald Trump has escalated his war on social media companies, signing an executive order this morning which could see platforms held accountable for content posted by their users. For more, our North America correspondent Catherine Diss joins us now. Catherine, good morning. Just remind us, what did Twitter do to anger the president?
Yeah, good morning, Lisa. Yeah, earlier this week, Twitter slapped a fact-check label on the president against his claim that mail-in voting would lead to grand-scale fraud. Now, if you click on the link that Twitter has provided, it debunks the president's claim. Since then, Donald Trump has launched a barrage of criticism against Twitter, accusing it of trying to suppress conservative views on its platform. Today, he has, as you've mentioned, signed an executive order which would curtail the legal protections of social media companies who are engaging in political conduct. Now, currently, companies like Facebook, Google and Twitter do have some legal protections against lawsuits because they are considered platforms rather than publishers, which do face lawsuits. So the president's decided to make this move today. He was beside the Attorney General, William Barr, who said that this law had been stretched beyond its limits and its original intention. But many legal experts here, Lisa, are really questioning the legality of the president's move today and whether or not it can actually be implemented without an act of Congress. Let's take a listen to what the president had to say when asked whether he'd get rid of his own Twitter account.
There's nothing I'd rather do than get rid of my whole Twitter account, but I'm able to get to, I guess, 186 million people when you add up all the different accounts and add Facebook and Instagram. It's a lot of people, and that's more than the media companies have, frankly, by a lot. And so if I get a story that's wrong, I can put a social media, I don't usually use the word Twitter, I say social media, but I put something out and the next day or the next hour or the next minute, everybody's reading about it. So I'm able to refute fake news.
And Catherine, a lot of the commentary, of course, has revolved around the fact that here is the president worrying about what's going on social media when 100,000 people have died in America from the coronavirus, and you have had a night of incredible violence over an issue that continues to be a problem in America, that of police brutality towards African Americans.
Yeah, that's right, Lisa. To be fair to the president, he has addressed what's been going on the ground in Minneapolis, where we've seen hundreds of protesters take to the streets to demand justice for George Floyd, who sadly died whilst after being arrested by police on the streets of Minneapolis on Monday. But overnight, those protesters rapidly escalated and became very violent. We saw buildings completely trashed and set on fire. Shop fronts were vandalised and looted. Police responded with tear gas and rubber bullets against those protesters. This really carried on into the very early hours of the morning, but it really wasn't until daylight broke that the path of destruction was really laid bare, where there were completely destroyed buildings and in many cases they were still smouldering. We heard from authorities this morning. The police chief in Minneapolis apologised for the death of George Floyd in a hope that it would disperse some of the tensions on the ground there, but protesters are vowing to continue to return to the streets until they see justice.
All right, thanks very much, Catherine.